Delicious. Oh, hey guys! Welcome back to Stocks Around Us with Me Pizza. Guys, you know what wafers are, right? They're these delicious biscuits that we just love to eat. Today, we're gonna learn how wafers are made. Very simple. All you need are eggs, flour, wafer maker, sugar, and all these things. So simple.
No.
Wait, what?
No.
Oh, not this? Okay. My mistake. Turns out that we're talking about a different kind of wafer, slightly more complicated. This is a semiconductor wafer, which looks very similar to the food wafer. In fact, that's how it got the name, but in fact, it is actually a part used in most electronic products. You obviously can't eat this. A semiconductor is a material that conducts electrical currents under certain conditions. So without semiconductors, we wouldn't have things like computer, phones, TV, radio, and basically most electronic products. Now I know that these products are very technical and hard to understand, but they are incredibly important to our lives. So here we are, let's go and explore the company that puts together semiconductors for tons of electronic companies all around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, Unisem Berhad. Unisem is a global provider of semiconductor assembly and test services. So what they do is they put together semiconductors and run tests to see how well they work before sending them off to their electrical company clients to use in their products. The company has about 7,000 employees worldwide and packaging and testing facilities in Malaysia, China, Indonesia, and the US. Unisem provides turnkey solutions to their customers, which are finished products ready for use. Services they offer include things like wafer bumping, probing, and grinding. In more understandable terms, it means that Unisem will process the wafer so that they are usable. For example, initially they will take the silicon, which is the main material used to create wafers, and process the silicon by slicing it into wafer shape. Once they have the wafer, they have to probe it, which is to measure its electrical properties. And then they have to grind it, which means smoothing the surface of the wafer because it has to become super flat before use. So this is a rough idea of what they do. In addition, they offer a range of lid, frame, and substrate circuits packaging, wafer-level chip-scale packaging. These are putting the materials together to create the conductors. Lastly, they test out these materials, see how well they can conduct or transmit signals, and many more. As you can see, assembling and testing are complicated processes, but this is not over. The packing of semiconductors also involves a lot of technology. Unisem provides these packing services, such as tape and reel service and shipment services to end customers. Overall, the company is a one-stop center for semiconductor assembling, testing, packing, and shipping. So far, we've seen two kinds of wafers, the semiconductor wafer and the one made of butter. Much more delicious and much simpler. But we really should focus on the more complicated one and go talk to our special guest today. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Lee Hoong Liang. He's the Executive Director at Unisem. Morning, Mr. Lee.
Hi, morning.
So thank you for having us here at your facilities.
All right.
You are a semiconductor assembler, is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Can you please explain to us what exactly is this business, like in simple terms?
Okay, let me just start by explaining to everybody that semiconductors are the basic components of all the electronic systems that we have. So in the TVs, in smartphones, in computers, in tablets. So it's a very basic component in all these electronics. And to make these semiconductors, there are two processes major. The front is where they call by the foundries. They will make it in a big wafer form, and then after that, we will here in Unisem do what they call by the back end, which is the assembly and test. And once that's ready, we're able to bring it to the customer to build it into the electronic circuit boards. So here in front of us is actually the front of our process where we do a major portion of our assembly work.
I see. So you get the wafer and then you start assembling it again.
That's right.
For your clients.
Yes.
Now you have facilities in so many different countries. What does each facility do? Do they do the same thing in all the countries?
No, we have it in different countries because strategically we want to serve different markets. We have it in Ipoh here for about, which is 55% of our business, and we service all the multinational companies from USA, from Europe, as well as other parts of Asia. In our China facility, which is about 25% of our revenue, we actually service also some of the China customers because China is actually a growing big market for us. All right? And then in our Batam facility, we are going through a very specialized set of electronics and semiconductors, which is for the automotive industry. As you can see nowadays, the automotive industry is actually very big and has a huge content in electronics, from electrical cars to all the different systems that go into it.
I see.
All
So
right.
you do for automotive industries, and then you assemble parts for things like tablets or computers?
Smartphones, yes. So we actually, our customers
Right.
are the ones who sell to the major premium, well-known companies in the world. So you know, smartphone companies in the US, in Korea, and also in China, the smartphone, the tablets, all right? And similarly also in computers, as well as I'm sure nowadays everybody knows Wi-Fi in the home. So all of these come to play together to make our lives even more productive and more interesting.
So mainly in communications with the
Yes,
devices.
that's right,
I see.
that's right.
Could
That's
you
right.
name some of your main clients, like the companies that use your assembling services?
I see. We are a service provider.
Right.
So our customer actually has very specific requirements to us. We have non-disclosures with them. So at this point, I really have to apologize. But I think you will know that we actually play a part in supporting customers who go through the major, like I said, the premium smartphone company in the US and in Korea. These are some of our major customers.
And here we have the packaging process. So this is their newest machine. So what are we seeing here? Is this the wafer?
Yes, so what we have here now is what we call by our advanced wafer level chip scale packaging. So these are packages that are now almost bare die. That means they don't even have any assembly to it. So what you see here is actually what we call by a 12-inch wafer. A 12-inch wafer that the foundry, like a Taiwan Semiconductor, they will make, and they come to us. And what we have done now is if you added bumps or interconnects to the whole wafer, you can't see them now because they're very small. But once we are done with this, we have actually, what we've done now is we've done tests to it. And right now inside here, we're going to singulate and cut them into the individual ICs. And after that, we will tape it and ship it ready to go out. So no longer are they requiring us to package it in the traditional way. So these
see.
are what they call by advanced, and they're wafer level. So these will go to places like in the smartphones and the tablets.
So like within the company, you assemble these semiconductors, but you also provide testing services.
Yes,
as
that's right.
well.
Yes.
So sometimes you only test them, you don't
Yes.
assemble.
So it all depends on the customer's requirements. Depending on the pattern and all that, we will have their request done and we will support them in terms of the services.
I see. Over the years, how much have your sales grown? For that?
Oh, I think in the last year, that's been quite specific. In the last 2 quarters, we actually grown about 10%. We do see that the market going forward will be very good for us. The 4G implementation in China, plus the new latest smartphones are actually a very key driver to our business demand, because a lot of this material or this type of product goes into the smartphone business.
If you look into this machine, this is actually where one of the first processes where they thin the wafer. They make it really thin so that they can do the marking of the wafer later. how do you plan to expand Unisem?
Okay. All our three major sites actually has about 20 to 30% of open factory space is facilitated like this. So we're actually quite set to be able to expand. We believe, as mentioned, with the wafer level CSP and bumping that we have, and the demand and market trend of the smartphone market as well as the tablet market, this technology and this demand will continue to grow for the next 3 to 4 years. And we have suppliers we are in touch with, whereby within a 3-month period, we are probably able to tool up whatever additional capacities that are there. So we're working very closely with customers. In fact, right now, we are planning for next year's smartphone models. So they're actually looking at us for capacity expansion. Some of them are asking for 20-30% of an increase in capacities. So that is in line with what we see as the market trend. The new smartphones, the 4G smartphones, and the tablet markets, these are driving a lot of our demand.
Right, well, thank you so much, Mr.
You're welcome.
Lee.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Financial highlights. At the end of 2013, Unisem's revenue was over 990 million ringgits, or 9.9 billion baht, growing by 4% from 2009. Its PE was at 29.9 and PBV 0.7. At the end of 2013, Unisem's share price was at 1 ringgit, or 10 baht, and its market cap was over 670 million ringgits, or 6.7 billion baht. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Unisem. Join us again next time for more company highlights with Me Pizza. Hopefully today you've learned a lot about semiconductors and the electrical business. But if not, it means you're probably craving the wafers that I've been eating all this time. See you later!